Yeah, your New Orleans Pelicans have defeated the Toronto Raptors 126-108. Holla at us. Oh, that was my fault.
First took away. Yes, for this. Get your money's worth.
It's Lito in the building. It's Cheddar Chaz in the building.
Whoa.
It's college Chris in the building.
What's that?
You know what I'm saying? We are here to I want to say celebrate, but I was really gonna give a eulogy for what the Pelicans did tonight versus the Raptors. This probably is the best. It was definitely the first half was definitely the best half of basketball we've seen from the Pelicans this season. You know, with a big lead like that, sometimes games start to get away with you. I wasn't really nervous they were going to come back though, but it was definitely the best we've seen of Zion Williamson tonight though. What are your feelings on the game, Chris?
Man, dog. We played some dinosaurs, and Zion was in Jurassic Park, man. I mean, I don't like.
How long you were sitting on that one? How long you?
I really first of all, that's crazy.
What? That's crazy.
But that's crazy. But it took. I can't even reply because how crazy that was. But look, watching the game, man, there was, and we were on the playback. Shout out to playback. It was about 4 possessions that ended with steal block, and a few of them were by Zion in the break, back to back, fast break finishes, and that's the first time. From my perspective, the first time that I watched him over a stretch and said, "Oh shit, he looked like he back at Duke." Not a play, not a couple plays back to back, not a stat line, not just on one side of the floor. Duke Zion, the allure in that was because of what you got on the other side as well, which opened up so many highlights. And we saw blocks, we saw steals, we saw fast break opportunities. We saw him pointing at the crowd. We didn't see the Penguin stump because he didn't have to do it. It was domination, and every time the Raptors got close, and it's so many other guys. We got to give love. So we'll talk about them. We'll talk about the Dyson and Trey. Yeah. We'll talk about Garrett getting minutes and Larry, and like it's other guys I'm forgetting. But tonight was Zion had another great offensive game, but he finished the game with 2 blocks and 4 steals after having 3 blocks and 1 steal the previous game. The game before that, he had 2 steals. We might be watching the dude figuring out some shit defensively, and myself included may owe him some apologies because I thought Duke Zion was dead.
I'm glad you said that last part of that statement though, because Cheddar Chaz, dog, 33 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 12 or 15 from the field, 9 for 12 from the free throw line. Cheddar Chaz, they told me Duke Zion was gone. They told me Jurassic Park is where they found the bodies that was buried. What happened?
I don't know, man. Like, news of his demise have been greatly overstated, right? I think tonight you look at Zion. I think what all people really been advocating for is the effort on that defensive side, even if you don't necessarily come through with the stop or the steal. You just want to see that effort consistently. And tonight we saw it. You know what I'm saying? We saw energy on both sides. How he was attacking the rebound. It's like, hold up, this is a different guy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, this is a different guy. He's determined tonight. Even every time the team hit a lull, we knew what the answer was. Put the ball in Zion's hands. He gonna deliver. Just get out the way. Him facilitating. Just how the whole team defended on the string tonight. It was just like the energy was incredible. And you don't always see that right from the start with this team. So credit to Coach Willie for putting together a great defensive plan, having the team ready to play. And that stretch that Chris spoke about just now, that was what people have been waiting on. Like, I don't think we've been that excited about like Zion playing basketball since Zion first came on the floor against the Spurs and hit those 4 threes. Like, it was that type of energy.
Damn.
It was that type of energy. Like, point Zion on the stand was incredible to see, but he ain't had no fans in the stands. Right. So, but with this, it's like, yo, all right, this is the dude we paid to see. This is that box office guy. and the shit was just so effortlessly. Like he didn't look like he was trying, like he had to try hard to make those buckets. 3 people, 4 people, it don't matter. Like you can't do nothing with this brother when he's determined to get to the rim because they know what he want to do.
Right.
Like they know he going left. They just know they know everything. And it's like, so what?
You
like,
still can't stop it.
Yeah.
And Lito,
Yeah.
let's talk hoop. There are multiple times where he has the ball at the top of the key or he's at the hash and he takes 2 dribbles forward, the double comes, and they leave the best shooter on the floor wide open. You got to sacrifice something because you don't want to give up the drive. But special, man.
Yeah.
Chad said something important. The energy was there, and Chris, I tweeted something in the first, I think after the first quarter, I said defense, pass, and energy. These things immediately jump off the screen at you if you're watching this game from the first quarter. What is it about? Because I do want to talk about Trey, but what is it about today specifically that brought all those intangibles together?
I mean, it's kind of what we've been seeing outside of that Memphis game over the past week or so. The guys look like they're prepared to play. The energy's been there. And no matter the opponent, they're attacking, like they're being a bully out the gate to where, to start the game, I think Toronto got up like 9-3, but as soon as New Orleans got settled and they turned on the Jets, it was pretty much over with. And they're realizing, and Chaz has talked about it a lot. I mean, a lot of us have talked about it, how we know they're going to be able to score points. We know that they're going to be able to do so many things on the offensive side of the floor. But when they decide to lock in, they become deadly. And those guys being energetic, the crowd being there, feeding off of that, the active hands, the turnovers, the athleticism, the communication, it all clicked. And sometimes that has to do with everybody applying themselves. And that's really, in a lot of ways, that's what you're seeing. And you got to give the coaches some credit in Willie Green because he's pushing the right buttons. Right. So far right now, and we'll see what it looks like when everybody's at full strength. But giving Dyson back-to-back games with over 25 minutes and him having a career night, knowing when to go to Larry, knowing when to give Billy some minutes and taking him out. The start of the fourth quarter, deciding, Toronto got it, Chaz, to like a 20-point game or something like that, 17. Yeah. You come out to start the fourth with Trey and Zion. Those kind of things, man, they add up. And I mean, that really, it's the benefit of this roster, but you can only hope, man, added health, this just continues to grow and, succeed.
Yeah, speaking of added health, Preza for her, we hoping we know the X-rays came back negative, but we hoping her comes back in a timely fashion and heals how he should. Yo, Chaz, it was a point in the game. Zion was doing superstar alien-like things. There was a sequence where it felt like it was still block, still dunk, something like that in that order. And I put my hand in the air and I said, "Can I get a witness?" Nobody was around me. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt like the component of what was happening, it felt like it was godlike. I felt like a godlike performance was happening. What were your feelings in that moment?
It was kind of unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, truthfully, we all kind of changed our expectations of Zion, just to like, we want you. We went from be like Jordan to be like Charles Barkley. And then it's kind of like, well, be like Larry Johnson. Like, you start changing your expectations of Zion. But the thing, even more incredible than his scoring with the, like, I keep saying, can't say it enough, with the defense, it's like, that's going to travel when the offense isn't working. And that goes for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So you look at that sequence, chase down blocks off the glass. Every time, Zion was helping defensively, he was going for the kill on the block. Sometimes he bit on the pump fake, but the aggression was there. Every time he contested a wide open jumper, ran and contested it, that aggression was there. I think he had a couple of blocks where he went totally in the air to go get him. Rotations was there. Got knocked on the ground a few times. Then went to the line, hit most of his free throws. You know what I'm saying? Played aggressively, didn't let the other guys off the hook. And the Raptors ain't no punk bitches. Like they got some really good defenders, like wing defenders at that. Like, you know, guys who, if anybody's gonna make Zion's life difficult, it's gonna be long wing defenders. And the Raptors have that, and they didn't make his life difficult. So that goes to show you the level of player this guy can be when things are going right.
Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother. Look, dog. The Raptors tried 2-3 zone, 3-2 zone, and a 1-3-1 zone throughout that night.
Throughout
the game. Okay, you tried that. You try all them zones. You're trying them for Zion. It's just it is what it is. Mind you, Scotty Barnes, hell of a defender. They tried to trap Zion soon as the ball passed half court. They try to get him in the hash. That don't work. When most guys will pass the ball out of that trap, he dribbles out of them into layups or into
low like a defensive end.
Yeah. Like he's doing things to even beat doubles and to beat traps and zones that you are not supposed to do. And whether it was OG Anunoby, whether it was Siakam, whether it was Scotty Barnes, even guarding him in the perimeter, he was finding ways to get past him, and they were moving the ball so well. And we talked about this on the playback. The ball movement forced Toronto to switch repeatedly. Defenders are moving, and guess who ends up on Zion a lot of the game? Guards. Gary Trent, Fred VanVleet, who left the game. You know, I mean, it takes a team effort, man. But again, we got to talk about some other guys. But I'm in the moment of how incredible that performance was designed, because that's the best basketball game I've seen him play at this level.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I do want to talk about other guys too. But it's like, yo, like this
been waiting like so long.
Yeah, like it feels like a special performance. Yo, like it was a moment tonight where, it is so crazy because like usually like Zion will, we know he has great foot speed, but he usually bullies people in the post to get where he's going to go. But he was literally just jabbing and going the other way on the perimeter. I tweeted tonight again. I hate to keep bringing up my Twitter, bro, but like he brought OG Anunoby to a place tonight where he had never been. That was hell. Yeah. He brought his ass to hell. He dropped his ass. He dropped him off. He got him somewhere parked between I don't know what the mezzanine is in hell, but he parked right there and he ain't leaving. But we got to talk about somebody else, man. Chris.
Yeah.
It's been a while. For a while now, we've been clamoring for Trey to take over 15 shots in the game. We've been looking for that. That's the thing we wanted. Tonight, Chris, he took 17 shots. Talk to me.
Well, I mean, think about it. On another night where there's no Brandon, there's no CJ, not only who gonna step up, who wants to step up, who wants to be the next guy up. It's been Trey. It was Trey the last game. I think he drops 20, and then tonight he drops 26. Probably, I don't want to say I'm wrong here, but this is this his first back-to-back 20-point performances? I'm not sure, or it might be close, but
I would think so.
Off the top of my head, I would say yes.
But even if it's not, just the aggression there. He is trying to kill and murder every single person close to the basket every chance he gets. We know he can shoot the ball. The rebounding is there in certain strengths. He's helping active hands. When I'm talking about active hands, low hands, it's him sometimes in those passing lanes. It may not, listen, I mean, he has some work to do defensively when it comes to strength alone, because guys are putting their shoulder into his chest and they can move him. But he's still finding ways to impact the game just using his size. And dog, it gets to a point to where, how do you guard him? I watched Toronto. They left him a couple times. Then after he almost completed the dunk of the season, the next time he spotted up by 30, they close out hard on him from 30. Mm-hmm. And he's able to drive past. Like it just, man, it shows what work does. It shows that he's truthfully ready for the moment, man. He's ready to fill any role that's needed, and it's only gonna continue. Herb probably gonna miss a few games. If BI isn't back Friday or CJ isn't back Friday, he's still gonna be playing. He's gonna be in the starting lineup. It's just dope to see him being aggressive and know who he is. Everything he talks about, that personality that you see, it's showing with his aggressiveness on the floor, and not just through jumpers and not just when things are going well. It's when certain guys are injured. And yo, bro, even at year 2, it's on you to step up. 37 minutes, you was Zion's sidekick tonight.
Yeah, man. And the depth, the gravity from which he shoots the ball from is just something you cannot account for. Like that's Steph range, that's Dame range, that's game opening type range. But tonight, Chaz, bro, let me ask you a question. He had an almost, I call it an almost dunk tonight, where it had me questioning, do you think he cares about people's well-being? do you think that he cared if those people had a family tonight? Like, what was you thinking when he attempted that murder?
If you're scared, get a dog. That's what it all boils down to. It's like, no, he didn't care, and no, should he have cared? Because when you see Trey doing, and he's been doing this in the last season. When you see Trey finishing the way he does above the rim, finishing violently with that tenacity, it has carryover, because we saw Herb attempt a crazy dunk too. Now this one was close, and it's forcing the referees to make a difficult decision, right? And a lot of times those type of dunks, even if you miss them, they lead to rebounds. Lead to rebounds. The defense has collapsed 9 times out of 10. So, you got a pretty good driving lane to make something else happen, or you have a wide open jump shot. You need guys like that to play with that level of confidence and tenacity. And just, you look at him, the guy, he's doing that he looks like DeAndre Jordan out there trying to do that, or young Tyson Chandler out here trying to do that. Like, what I'm saying? He got the bunnies, and that's infectious. You know what I'm saying? People see that. And if they were sitting in their seats, they standing up now because they recognize the energy and effort. It takes effort to, explode off the floor like that and try to finish violently over. Again, these ain't no chump ass defenders. These dudes got some crazy wingspans. So that takes a lot of energy and effort to try to make happen. And you have to want to do that.
The fans deserve that too.
Yeah.
The people in the building deserve to see that kind of show. We were talking about, it wasn't just a good game. It wasn't just a game in which the Pelicans dominated for stretches. It was a good fucking show. It was a good time. It was a good way to spend your Wednesday night. You got your money's worth. And guess what? They beat a good team. We've been talking about maybe some of the empty wins, some of the stuff left on the table. This was, Chad said it was the best win of the season. And it's hard for me to say it's not, because of the type of team they played. Nick Nurse is one of the best coaches in basketball. You got some guys still left on that Raptors team that were a part of a championship. They have so many different defenders they can throw at you, in ways they can beat you, in ways they can score the basketball. And they're one of the best, statistically speaking, one of the best defenses in basketball to date. And you go in there and you beat them like that, missing 2 of your 3 best players. Then Herb goes out.
Yeah. Nah. Chaz, let's talk about a coach's kid. Let's talk about a coach's kid. You got a guy tonight in Dyson Daniels, man. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, right? He had a steal. He was +6. Before I ask you my question, there's a person on Twitter who I want to apologize immediately to me and everybody on this podcast, because there was a comment that was said. This brother said, y'all really be giving him the null treatment. He's averaging 5 points a game over 20 minutes, takes about 2 threes a game, and a bunch of fouls. I apologize. But my question to you is, has Dyson exceeded your expectations this season, or is this what you thought he would be doing at this point?
Even defensively, I think he's clearly exceeded my expectations. Offensively, I think Dyson's really solid. I think he has some good finishes tonight. Great pass, like facilitating, especially coming downhill. Nice first step. Defensively, I think Dyson has all NBA potential, like perennial all NBA player potential. Like, and I think you see it now. It's like clear as day at this point. Like you just see it now, and he's only going to get stronger. He's only going to get smarter. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's incredible to see. You're already seeing him get some incredible blocks. Now you're seeing him. He's always, even when guys score on Dyson, he's always in the right place, and that's the most important thing to me. So I thought he was incredible tonight, and Billy robbed him out of a double-double.
Crazy.
The MVP gonna do what the MVP gonna do, bro.
Yeah,
the MVP move in mysterious ways.
And
Chris,
the MVP give it, the MVP take it away, bro.
Right.
Take it away. Chris, let me ask you this. How you feel about as far as like your expectations for Dyson coming into this season? Did you see him playing this well this early?
Yes. Remember I wish I'd uploaded that Boosie's daughter clip when he got out of jail. Like I mean,
I told y'all.
Yeah, like because we and Chaz was in here when we with me Grub. Well, and Chaz did we had a draft watch party, and I said it then, like he fit. That brother was ready to play right away, and we talked about Herb Jones as a comparison for even just from demeanor to defensive ability right out the gate to how he might be able to steal minutes and all of that. All that is fine, but the kid just understands how to play basketball really well for his age. He gets the right. He knows, like Chad said, he's never positioned defensively. He talks well for some dude. You don't see him say much, but like you may not hear him say something after the play, but he's always talking on the floor. No matter if he makes a big play or he fucks up, his demeanor's still the same. And I mean, look, man, the jump shot's getting better. That's something that's important. The balance and like the technique, a lot of the technical shit, the way his elbow is tucked in a lot more on spot ups, even to where he's leaning, his elbow is helping, the trajectory of the shot, and it looks better. And I think it's helping him out with, his balance. I think when he was coming into the league, he was too inconsistent with his balance, his legs, so on and so forth. That's what I see. And that's all helping some of the passing that was talked about. Some people said he was a special passer coming out, and maybe sometimes he passes too much because he's still trying to figure out after he gets past his first defender, is this a floater, a pass, or a layup? But all that will come, man. For a dude that's 19 and playing in the sample size that he is around some of the talented guys he's playing with, he's been awesome, man. But I think this isn't a surprise to me. It's scary to think he's getting this opportunity so early. The team is winning. And I mean, you think for a guy like that, that's where you start talking about, okay, if there's no rush to develop him, the ceiling gets higher and higher and higher if he's ready to play this early.
Yeah. Dyson also had 9 assists. Like that I think that that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you think about it, that's insane. We go get out of here, but I do want to talk about one more person because the narrative of the team is that these two people can't play together. But JV is on his second consecutive double-double, right? Wasn't a very loud double-double. I mean, it was 16 and 13, but a double-double is a double-double regardless, right?
Take it.
Do y'all feel like moving forward, JV and Zion can continue to play together?
Chaz.
I think, man, I don't think Zion, Brandon, and JV can play together. I think they occupy too much of the same space. I think Zion and JV can play together. I think we know Brandon and JV can play together. And when you put those three guys together, and you got CJ who likes to operate a little bit in that space, you got Herb who doesn't necessarily stretch the floor. It's just a little difficult. But I think a game like tonight is where you highlight a guy like JV because you have people out. And I always say you're going to need a night from JV where you need them double-doubles. You need 12, 15 points from a guy who could come in, when there's injury and give you a good effort. And I think JV was really solid tonight. Started feeling himself a little bit, hit a couple huge threes. You know what I'm saying? Had some really good putbacks. I think he was really solid tonight. I actually think they could have fed him the ball a little more. I think he could have been more decisive once he received the ball. Like, if JV would have been looking to score tonight, I think he could have easily had a 20-point game.
Chris, before you give your answer, let me just do this. Shout out to our sponsors tonight, man. DraftKings, the code right there is Boot. And they home of the 5 for 150 right now. Shout out to New York Life for rocking with us. Shout out to Company Burger. Please go to Forest Street, get you a good burger. Send some onion rings to go. And shout out to Topo Chico, man. We need that, man. Send that to the crib.
Send a little bit of that.
We need that.
I
We love that, bro.
Yeah,
like
send a little bit of that.
We appreciate that.
Nice little care package, you know.
Yeah,
so we need Topo Chico. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your people. Chris, what you think, man? Can JV, Zion, and Brandon? I had to add a caveat in there. Can they play together? Can they work this thing out?
On one side of it, you'd say yes. If the lessons learned from this particular stint of Brandon being out, CJ being out, and you got to see some of the dominance. Or even when Brandon's game where they played in San Antonio, where he pretty much took a back seat and let Zion drop 32. If those lessons are learned about how giving Zion more opportunities in open court when everybody is available and just letting him rock, getting him going early, I think if that's learned, yeah, you might be able to, because Brandon's 3-point shooting has gotten better. We know JV can shoot it, can shoot it every now and then. I think Brandon's shooting like 40% right now from deep. So you have that. You got to balance it and manage it well. And on the other side, if Zion is this guy, I can't expect Duke Zion every night, right? Maybe, tonight was just an appearance. But if he's close to that guy, where we're talking multiple turnovers forced, a lot more looks in transition, then that's going to take a little bit off of Jonas, because Zion's best, to me, I think his best attribute is that if he knows where he's going, he has really good instincts defensively. And when he's in the shape to really act on them, those steals, those gambles, those blocks, they really come in, in handy. And it helps out everybody on the floor. And it does him well, to go along with that. So I think it can work. I think they need more time. I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if I buy the fit long term to finish where we would like them to finish when it's all said and done. I think one of those guys have to go, and we all know who it would be.
Right.
But damn, can we get 10 games of it in a row first?
Yeah. I like to see it, man. I like to see it. Well, man, that's really all I got for the night, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add?
Get well soon to all the guys injured, man. It's a lot of crazy injuries around the league right now, man. I just hope everybody just get healthy, bro. Shit, like just come on, man.
Definitely, we hate the injuries, whether they're on our team or not, man. But once again, shout out to New York Life. Go holler at Company Burger. That's 4600 Forest Street. DraftKings, right there. The code is Boot. It's right there. Yeah. Home of the 5 for 150, right under the right above the bird hat. And Topo Chico, please send your people that cap package, man. We love the
thirsty dog.
Great.
Come on, man.
Seltzer's all that.
We love that, man. That's what's in my cup right now. It's Lito, it's Shaz, it's Chris, College Chris. Excuse me, it's College Chris.
Appreciate it.
It's Cheddar Shaz. You know what I'm saying? We holla at y'all, man. Peace.
We out.